Hello everyone, and welcome back to episode, I believe this is 49 of Katawa Shoujo, which means next episode we're 50 episodes in. So, let's begin. I shift nervously in my seat and Emmy raises an eyebrow questioningly. She doesn't seem to mind the stares, either that or she doesn't even notice that people are staring. I'm sure she's gotten her fill of odd looks before, after a certain amount of time. I doubt she'd notice anymore. Not that she'd ever tell me if I asked. Another fact is, I'm not just uncomfortable about the bus. I can't seem to come to terms with how Emmy appears to be trying to bring me closer while at the same time pushing me away. The nurse said that she trusts me, even if it doesn't look like it. I'm not sure I can trust the nurse. He's protective of Emmy, just like I'm protective of Emmy. And I'd like to be likely to say something to make her look good, even if someone asks me about it. So, he might just be doing that. Still, there might be something about the way he seemed genuinely surprised that Emmy invited me along. Maybe last night's talk helped me more than I think, but I'm still worried. Meeting the parents is a big deal, right? Not that I haven't already met Emma's mother, but that's just as an acquaintance. Now it's going to be as Emma's boyfriend. With everything that implies, I can feel my heart pounding in my chest. An echo of a snow-covered afternoon that feels like it was so long ago that it might as well be another life entirely. Except then, I didn't know what was going on. I also didn't have medication to help prevent things spiraling out of control. I've come a long way in terms of my physical health, and for the second time today, I feel like I've been able to live normally now, or at least as normally as possible. Now, if only I could manage my relationship as well as I've managed my heart, I'd be in great shape. Well, we're here. Emmy grabs my hand as soon as we've stepped off the bus. She starts heading down the street almost immediately. Come on. We've got a couple of blocks until my place. What? Oh, okay. I follow Emmy down the street, watching her confidence ride. She's setting off a kind of quick pace just for a walk. I guess she's anxious to get there. So, does your mum do this sort of thing often? Nah, not too frequently. Mum's never been much of a for playing hostess. Oh yeah? Yeah, my dad was always the one pushing her up to have people over. This sudden and unprompted reference to her father catches me off guard. From the look of Emma's face, I'm not sure she meant to mention him. I think I've only ever heard about her talk about him once. All I remember is that Emma's mum told me that he wasn't around anymore. Oh, your mum prefers solitude? Emma's laugh, either from relief I didn't ask about her father or from finding my statement actually funny. Not at all. She's why I'm such an outgoing person, you know. She just prefers to be a guest rather than a hostess. It's less stressful that way, or so she says. Clearly, she's never had to meet her girlfriend's mother for dinner. Emmy giggles again and speaks in the teething tone. Nervous, Hisao? You shouldn't be, you know. It's not that big of a deal. Just dinner at my house, that's all. Yeah, but have you ever owned a boyfriend before? I confess that part of me dreads hearing the answer to this. I know very little of Emma's past relationships. I don't even know if they were past relationships. No, I guess I haven't. Hey, maybe this really is kind of big deal after all. Oh good, I feel twice as nervous now. Well, to tell the truth, I'm pretty happy to hear that I'm the first. Maybe we've got something special after all. Bolstered by this news thought, I've managed to calm down considerably by the time Emmy knocks on her front door. Hey Mum, open up, we're here. The door swings open and Miss Ibarazaki stands grinning at her daughter. The grin is surprisingly similar to Emma's, I'm never going to get used to that. You know, people normally wait for a few minutes before they start shouting at the door. And mothers say hello to their daughter instead of scolding them right away. Ah, of course. Welcome home, dear. I've missed you. After an affectionate hug later, we're inside. And it is only then that Emma's mum seems to remember that I'm actually here. And hello to you too, Hisao. How are you? I'm quite well, thanks. Nice to not have to worry about school for a little bit. Ah yes, you finished your exams, haven't you? That must be quite a relief for you both. It's certainly a weight off my mind, that's for sure. Mine too. I think I've slept well for the first time in weeks. Last night from relief alone. If this news is surprise to Emma's mother, she doesn't show it. Still, her response betrays a note of interest. Is that so? I'm very glad to hear that, Emmy. You know, I get worried when you get all wound up about, well, exams. Certainly, Emma's mother knows something I don't, or rather, she doesn't know that Emmy's told me about the nightmares. It's interesting being able to observe how Mrs. Ibarozaki covers for Emmy. That protective instinct to make sure that I don't know any more than Emmy's willing to tell me. I suppose Emmy's got more in common with quarks than I've ever realised. Moving around fast, impossible to understand through direct observation, yet she has an effect on everyone she encounters. I wonder if Mrs. Ibarozaki will figure out that I know about the nightmares, or is she just keeping everything secret from everybody? I mean, to be fair, mate, you wouldn't really tell people about your private life unless you get really close to them. You know what I mean, mate? You know what I mean? Either way, yeah, it's not been as bad as this year as in the past. Hisao helped me stay focused. Okay, I know that's not true. You even cut off contact outside of school hours during the exam week. But she did see me during the day, and she told me more than once that the morning run was the only thing she will look forward to during exams, so maybe it's not that much of a lie. Either way, to hear about that being around has helped even a little, makes me feel a little better. And his mother raises an eyebrow at this statement. Either she doesn't believe me, or she's as surprised as I am. Well, then it appears that it's a good thing you two have become so close. I tell you to take good care of my daughter, Hisao, but it looks like you're already doing that. Emmy grins and seems to take pride in my having managed to ingratiate myself with her mother so easily. Actually, I'd say your daughter's been the one taking care of me. She's gotten me out and running. I've probably been more active since meeting her than I ever was, even before. I actually never thought of it that much, nor had I even appreciated the humour in it. Wasn't too active before the heart attack. Pick up at games of soccer don't really count since they weren't that common. So now I know for sure that I have a weak heart. Now I run every day, pushing my luck out of my medication. I chuckle quietly, then realise that I'll never finish my sentence. Well, before I had my heart attack, and wound up at school here. It comes out so casually that there was a time that I would have thought twice about talking about what was wrong with me at all. But now, it just seems so silly to care. Especially in the company of Emmy and her mother. If Emmy can be cavalier about her disability, then so can I. I think back to the track meet where Emmy declared herself the fastest thing on no legs. The fact of her obvious losses never seemed to bother her, at least not in public. Being stuck in the wheelchair frustrated her, I know. But even that was something she dealt with on her own, despite my efforts to the contrary. Emmy has a way of bringing out the more active side in people. I've never quite figured out how she does it. Those puppy dog eyes she gets, for starters. I'm not surprised that she managed to rope you into an exercise routine. If Rin weren't just as stubborn as she is, I'm sure Emmy would have gotten her out and running with you too. Oh, that reminds me, Hisao. Rin says hello. I'll drift up to the out edges of the conversation again as we move into the dining room to eat. It smells delicious in here, and the spread that Emma's mum has produced is impressive. Well, you know what? I think I'll end it here today. Thank you very much for watching. See you in the next episode, and goodbye.